Welcome. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really interesting journey, I think. We're diving into something that, well, it touches all our lives, English.
Right.
But not just English in books.
Right.
English as it's really used, in everyday moments.
That's exactly it. Our mission today really is to look at how simple chats, daily tasks, things you do all the time, how they can actually be your best teachers. For understanding English, speaking it more easily, we've looked through some great sources.
Yeah.
Real conversations about routines, work, shopping, even travel, just to get that genuine feel.
And we're really looking for those, those aha moments.
Yeah.
Where you realize, learning English isn't just about grammar rules. It's about finding patterns, finding meaning maybe in places you didn't expect.
Exactly. And we'll share some smart tips too from language experts, things to help you feel a bit more comfortable, more confident using English every day.
Okay. So let's really unpack this together.
Let's do it.
So to start this deep dive, let's look at the basics, really. How we talk about ourselves, how we connect with people.
Right. Personal connections.
It's often where our most natural language starts, isn't it? Building those first bridges.
It is. Think about it. How many times a day do you introduce yourself or share a bit about what you like doing or even what your job is? Our sources gave us some really nice examples of how people do this in English. Just very naturally. Sounds inviting.
Yeah, I was struck by one conversation where someone, Jesse, shared a bit about his background. He mentioned, growing up in a small town and how he always felt close to the outdoors, hiking, camping, that kind of thing.
Right. And it's such a simple thing to say, but it's powerful, isn't it, for starting a connection?
It really is.
It just shows how sharing one little detail, like a hobby or where you grew up, it opens the door right away.
Yeah.
And the other person in that chat, they responded, "Yeah, I do, but I'm more of a beach person." And then they explained why. They said, "Something about the sound of waves is so relaxing." So you see how preferences, even simple ones, just naturally move the conversation along.
That's a perfect example. And then often the chats go into more specific hobbies, right?
Exactly.
We heard someone talking about photography, how they love capturing moments, especially when traveling. They used a lovely phrase. It's like you can freeze a memory forever. That really gets to the feeling behind it.
It does. And the conversation didn't stop there. It went on to ask about a favorite place they'd photographed.
Right.
And the answer was so clear. Last year, I went to the mountains during winter and everything was covered in snow. It felt like a postcard. I got some amazing shots.
Wow.
So what this shows is, even in just a casual chat, you can use this rich language, descriptive words that really paint a picture for the listener. It's more than just saying photography. It's sharing the feeling of it.
And it was just a hobby for them, right?
Wow.
Not their job, which is true for a lot of us.
That's an important point.
Yeah. And besides photography, we heard about other simple ways people relax, like reading. Someone enjoyed mystery novels and TV shows with a good storyline.
Simple, clear preferences, easy to share.
Yeah.
And then there was cooking. One person said it was kind of my therapy after a long day.
Therapy, yeah. I get that.
They talked about putting on music, trying new recipes, and the really nice detail was their signature dish pasta with homemade sauces, which they said has been a hit with my friends. That little detail makes the hobby so much more real, more human, and then they offered to bring some for the other person next time, which shows how language builds those real connections through everyday actions.
That's so nice. Very inviting. Another really practical hobby was running, described as a way to clear my head and stay active.
Right. Good for mind and body.
And the advice for staying motivated was quite good, I thought. Setting small goals like running for 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it gets easier over time.
Exactly. Plus, it's a great way to explore new places. So again, it's about the feeling, the process, not just the running itself.
That connects perfectly to the idea of small steps, doesn't it? Which works for fitness and, as we'll see, for language learning too.
Definitely.
And finally, someone else shared they used to dream of being a writer. They jot down short stories.
Oh, cool.
And they still keep a journal now, writing poems or short essays just as a hobby. It shows how old dreams can become current hobbies, Expressing yourself continues.
So moving from hobbies, our sources also showed how people talk about their jobs and daily routines.
Yeah, the work-life stuff.
We heard from a graphic designer. She creates logos and illustrations for small businesses. She described it as creative and keeps me on my toes.
Keeps me on my toes. That's a great natural phrase.
It is, isn't it? It means it's always changing. You have to be ready.
Yeah, alert. And we also heard from a teacher, works with high school students teaching history. They said it was a challenge sometimes, but I enjoy it. And so rewarding. See that contrast. Challenging but rewarding.
Yeah, that's a really common way to talk about work, isn't it? It shows the balance.
Exactly, a balanced view.
And the daily rhythm, for lots of people, revolves around work. Mornings usually start with coffee, can't function without it.
So true for many.
I know. The most of the day, well, it's spent working on projects. And evenings are for unwinding, often by reading or watching a good show.
And what's really interesting is how these different parts of life connect. Like the teacher who mentioned cooking, the hobby we talked about. Well, cooking is also how they relax after a long day teaching. It's not just for fun. It's essential for unwinding, for balance.
That makes total sense. Finding that balance is key.
It shows how well-being is linked to these everyday things.
And looking ahead, people also talked about their goals, future plans.
Right, aspirations.
One person was thinking about getting a master's degree in education to specialize in teaching English as a second language. And the reason? They hoped it would open up more opportunities and help me connect with students on a deeper level.
And that's a key point for language learners, right?
Yeah.
When talking about goals in English, it's not just what the goal is, but why. The motivation, like connecting deeply with students.
Yeah, it adds depth.
And it brings up challenges too.
Yeah.
What are the difficulties? In this case, time and a big financial commitment. So they're saving up for it. It gives a realistic picture, acknowledges the obstacles.
Another goal we heard, very relatable, I think, was working on improving my public speaking skills.
Yeah, a common one.
This person said they get really nervous when I have to present my work to clients.
Yeah.
And felt it's holding me back professionally.
That's such a common fear. It really shows how English is used not just for successes, but also to talk about things we find difficult, areas we want to grow in.
Definitely.
And the ideas for practice were really practical too. Taking a class, joining a group like Toastmasters, or just starting small.
How small?
Like practicing with friends or recording myself. The real insight is that even big goals can be broken down, made into smaller, manageable steps. It shows the power of consistent, small efforts.
Exactly. That really underlines the key idea, doesn't it? Big goals seem so big until we break them down.
Yeah.
It's a great lesson, not just for careers, but definitely for language learning too. Like learning to run 20 minutes, speaking English well, starts with small daily steps.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about personal connections. Now let's shift to how English helps us, navigate the world, get around.
Right. Practical English in action.
Our deep dive showed how important these everyday interactions are for practicing. Those simple exchanges that fill our day, often we don't even think about them.
And this is where practical English really matters, isn't it? If you think about the big picture, getting good at these small, frequent things like telling time or just saying hello, it builds the foundation.
Yeah.
Gives you confidence for bigger conversations.
Yeah, good point.
There are constant chances to use English in a real way without much pressure.
And our sources were full of examples for telling time. Just the basic building blocks, like what time is it? And simple answers. It's 7 o'clock, it's 8, it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock. These are absolutely essential phrases. You hear them, you use them all the time.
And then things got a bit more specific, naturally. Times like, it's 5:10, it's 5:20, it's 5:30.
Right.
Also, it's 9:30, it's 9:40, it's 9:50, and it's 11 o'clock. It shows that natural step from general hours to more precise minutes, a progression in detail.
And what really stood out was how these time phrases connect immediately to activities.
Yeah.
We heard, time for breakfast, let's go to school, let's go home, time for bed.
Daily routine stuff.
Exactly. And time for lunch, time for homework, even party time, and time for dancing. It's not just numbers, it's about life happening. Routines, plans.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And real life also means sometimes things are urgent, like being late and needing to hurry.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Simple ideas, common stress points maybe, but really useful phrases to know and use, expressing immediate needs.
And beyond time, greetings and small talk. That's the real social glue, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Our sources had so many common ways to start and end chats casually. Phrases like, long time no see, or just, how's it going? Sets a friendly, relaxed tone right away.
And the replies are just as natural. Not bad, just keeping busy. Or that classic one. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It implies you both understand life is busy without needing to explain everything. Keeps it light, quick, effortless.
And to show interest, invite a bit more chat. Someone might just say, you look great. Anything new?
Simple, direct, but polite. Encourages sharing. Shows you care.
Yeah.
So what topics usually come up in small talk? Our sources showed a few key areas. Safe, common ground. First, work.
Always work.
Questions like, still at the same place? And replies like, it's been busy to say the least. Or, we've got this big project coming up and it's been keeping me on my toes.
Ah, there it is again, keeping me on my toes.
Yeah. And acknowledging that deadlines can be brutal. Very relatable. Shows the shared experience.
Oh, totally. Work's a go-to topic. And then, the weather. Always a safe bet, right? Especially if you don't know someone well.
Definitely.
Phrases like, it's been so unpredictable lately, with examples like, one day it's sunny, the next it's pouring. People even share how they deal with it, saying they've given up on checking the forecast, just carry an umbrella everywhere now, or keep a jacket in my bag. It shows how observing leads to practical tips.
That weather chat really shows how people adapt and how easily they talk about it in English. And then weekend plans.
Simple stuff.
Yeah. Family thing on Saturday, or catch up on some reading, or just chill at home. Common ways to share a little without getting too personal. Low pressure.
And asking for recommendations comes up too, doesn't it? Have you tried that new coffee place near your office?
Right. Shows you know the local area. Opens up conversation. Invites them to share their experience.
Yeah.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, knowing how to end a chat smoothly is just as important as starting one.
Good point.
Phrases like, it was great catching up, or take care, see you soon. They give a clear, polite signal the chat is ending. Avoids awkwardness, leaves a good impression. A valuable skill.
Okay, on to our next section. This is where English really gets practical. Navigating the world.
Yeah, out and about.
This is where your language skills really, meet the real world. Whether you're lost, traveling, or just doing daily errands.
So what's really clear here is how vital clear communication is when you're somewhere unfamiliar. Knowing how to ask for help or say what you need, it just makes everything easier.
Reduces stress, definitely.
It makes things quicker.
Let's start with getting around. Asking for and giving directions. We heard a great example starting with someone saying, I'm a bit lost, I'm trying to find the Lakeside Hotel.
Classic scenario, right? Everyone gets lost sometimes.
Totally.
And the response was so helpful, so reassuring. The person started by saying, oh, the Lakeside Hotel, I know where that is, don't worry, it's super close. Then the specific instructions broken down clearly.
How so?
See that big park with the fountain? Turn right at the fountain. You'll see a coffee shop called Bean and Leaf on the corner. That step-by-step approach is key for clear directions.
That is clear. And the person getting the directions, they did something smart.
Yeah.
They repeated it back.
Ah, yeah, confirmation.
Right at the fountain, then past the coffee shop, which let the giver correct them. No, turn right at the fountain. The hotel's across the street from the coffee shop. And they added that helpful detail. Big blue building with white windows. You can't miss it. Giving a clear visual landmark, really useful.
They also offered alternatives like taking the bus. Bus 22 stops right here. It's 2 stops away. Just ask the driver. Shows flexibility. Different options. And that lovely reassurance. Totally safe. This area is really friendly. If you get confused again, just ask them at the coffee shop. It shows that English isn't just for facts, it's for comfort, for support too.
That's so thoughtful. We also heard about getting directions for food, another common travel need.
Definitely. Finding good places to eat.
Someone asked for Asian food, got specific tips. Golden Lotus, a Vietnamese place for pho, and Soccer Bay for sushi. Practical advice.
And the directions were just as detailed, showing how important landmarks are. Turn left and walk straight until you hit the big bookstore page turner.
Okay.
Then turn right. You'll see a mural of a dragon on the wall. The restaurant's just past that next to a flower shop. Can't miss the red lanterns. That level of detail gives a clear mental map. Easy to follow.
Very clear. And another bus option too, bus 5. Again, giving choices.
Yeah.
And the thanks people gave were so heartfelt. You're a lifesaver, or thanks for saving me from endless Google scrolling.
Yeah.
It really shows how much clear communication matters in these everyday moments. Makes things so much smoother.
This practical English theme continues strongly with travel and airports. We heard about John traveling to an English-speaking country, feeling nervous about speaking.
Understandable.
At the airport, he just had to ask for directions to the train station. Simple question, yeah. But making that effort made a huge difference for him. Gave him a little confidence boost.
It's often those small interactions that build that foundation, isn't it?
Absolutely. And with taxis, too. If you don't know the exact address, using phrases like, could you take me to this area? Like the Chelsea area in London. It works well.
Oh, right.
Gives the driver enough info to get you close, even without the precise street number. Shows how estimating can be as useful as being exact.
Moving to shopping and services, the cafe. Such a classic place to practice English.
Definitely. Low stakes, high frequency.
We heard common orders, easy to remember. Can I get a cappuccino, please? Then the barista asks, what size would you like? Small, medium, large. Simple but essential exchanges.
And being able to customize drinks is very common, isn't it? Adding flavors like vanilla, caramel, hazelnut.
Yeah. And of course, the end of the transaction. The total is $4.50. You can pay at the counter. What this shows is the predictable pattern of these chats. Makes them easier to expect, easier to join in.
But it goes beyond just ordering, right? We heard someone ask, can you tell me the difference between a latte and a cappuccino?
Right. Asking for information.
And the barista explained clearly, latte has more milk, cappuccino has equal milk foam, and then what's a macchiato? Described as a shot of espresso with just a dollop of foam, and quite strong, shows the power of asking clarifying questions.
Excellent examples of how to ask about menu items. Turns ordering into a mini lesson. And customization is key too for feeling comfortable, asking for extra hot, or half the usual syrup.
Or no foam, or with whipped cream.
Exactly. These phrases show more confidence, more specifics, lets you get exactly what you want.
And food too, of course. Ordering a blueberry muffin and a chocolate croissant, plus that natural small talk.
Yeah, the friendly chat. A barista might say, busy morning for you. And the customer replies, it's always like this around 8 a.m. Or a customer might compliment the cafe, your cafe always smells amazing.
Because we bake our pastries fresh every morning. Little exchanges that build a nice feeling.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is how dealing with a crowded cafe can lead to asking for recommendations. If one place, say Bean and Leaf, known for its famous raspberry chocolate cake, is just packed, someone might suggest Sunrise Brew around the corner, which is quieter, has an amazing caramel latte, and, importantly, free Wi-Fi.
Nice tip.
It shows how conversations shift from just buying something to giving helpful advice, sharing local knowledge.
The grocery store, another absolute goldmine for practical English.
So many opportunities there.
We heard someone facing a common problem. I can't find the baking aisle. And then the simple, polite way to ask staff. Excuse me, how can I help you? I'm looking for all-purpose flour. Do you know where I can find it?
And the helpful reply. It's in aisle 6, near the sugar and baking powder. Clear location.
This doesn't just show asking for an item, but asking where it is. And then the chat about product choices, like different flours, all-purpose, self-rising, whole wheat, with the common advice that many people stick to all-purpose.
Yeah, practical tips shared between shoppers or with staff.
And the classic snack dilemma, chips or popcorn. There was that funny bit about burning microwave popcorn and needing to stand by the microwave and listen.
Been there.
Right. And deciding between baked ones, supposed to be healthier, maybe 30% less fat, versus just getting one of each for variety. It shows how much English we use for simple choices, comparing options.
It's all about navigating choices and saying what you prefer out loud. We also heard about crackers, plain versus flavored, noting plain are more versatile, and spotting a deal. Buy two, get one free, a common phrase to understand.
Picking fruit and veg also uses lots of description. How to pick ripe bananas. Slightly green for longer lasting, good tomatoes. Firm but slightly soft, smell fresh. Avocados. Telling the difference between rock hard and soft but not squishy.
Everyday observations you need words for. And the classic debate. Expensive Honeycrisp apples versus Gala. Is it worth the extra cost? That's using English to talk about value.
Right, or choosing bagged or loose vegetables, where loose are often seen as fresher, and the excitement for fresh and huge strawberries on sale called a steal. Enthusiastic language.
This practical English also covers special diets. Finding gluten-free pasta, maybe rice or chickpea pasta, noted as high protein, or gluten-free bread, which can be pricey, often made with almond flour.
Or healthier choices like organic peanut butter, no pesticides, no added sugar or oils, better for the environment. And switching to almond milk, good in smoothies, maybe not great in coffee for some.
In the dairy section, checking milk expiry dates. That tip. Try one from the back. They often have later dates. Checking eggs for cracks and the date too.
And seeing yogurt on sale but expiring soon, so maybe choosing a brand that lasts 2 weeks, even if it's a little more expensive. Practical decisions.
Same for butter and cheese. Salted or unsalted for baking. Checking dates on sharp cheddar. All very normal shopping talk.
The frozen foods aisle had its own language challenges too. Looking for margarita frozen pizza, but finding it out of stock.
Happens all the time.
But being told they're expecting delivery tomorrow, choosing 4 cheese pizza instead of veggie loaded, looking for frozen dumplings, finding the favorite shrimp ones are out, so trying chicken. Frozen berries also gone. It's all about adapting, finding alternatives.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, a huge part of shopping is managing payment and discounts.
Right, coupon.
Finding coupons for detergent, chips like buy one, get one free, and ice cream. Checking if the coupon covers the right size. Discussing if it's worth buying extra stuff just for a discount. Involves practical math, decision-making in English.
And at the checkout, choosing self-checkout, faster but the machine doesn't scan them right sometimes, versus the regular lane. Using reusable bags, understanding the total, applying discounts, paying by card, common fast exchanges you meet daily.
The deli counter offers very specific practice too. Ordering sliced turkey breast, specifying half a pound thin, or cheddar cheese, requesting a 1/4 pound sliced for grilled cheese.
Finding pre-made salads, Caesar Mediterranean, and hummus in the fridge section. Even asking for help with big olive oil bottles on high shelves, joking about needing basketball skills, or just asking politely.
We also heard about finding baking soda, confirming if it's in the baking or cleaning aisle. Asking about honey on sale, finding it out of stock, needing to check online nearby store.
And finally, returns. Returning expired cereal, needing a receipt, getting a refund or exchange, and double-checking dates on the new items. Specific, practical situations needing clear English.
Okay, moving beyond groceries, checking into a hotel. Another absolutely key practical English scenario.
Definitely. Our sources covered checking in, asking about hotel services, even dealing with small problems. All vital for a smooth trip.
When checking in, it starts with giving your name for the reservation, showing ID for verification, confirming details like a standard queen room for 3 nights. Like the guest even explained why they were there. Short business trip, keeping things simple, shows how to give key info quickly.
And the hotel staff, they gave lots of useful info back. Said the hotel is close to some fantastic restaurants and shops, had brochures ready, shared room details on the 3rd floor, a quiet area with a lovely view of the park.
They also clarified checkout time, 11 a.m., but mentioned Late checkout could be arranged. We even heard the guest politely say no to help with luggage.
Okay.
They got an electronic key card, tap against the reader, and helpfully the Wi-Fi network and password were printed right on the card sleeve. Small details, but show how practical info is shared.
What's really useful here is the range of hotel services they talked about. Breakfast is served in the dining area from 7 to 10 a.m., and coffee and tea are available in the lobby 24/7.
Describing the breakfast, buffet-style setup, with hot and cold options, eggs, pastries, fresh fruit, yogurt, even a made-to-order omelet station.
Wow.
And breakfast in your room possible too.
They mentioned complimentary parking, offered a map with some recommendations for food and shops, clarified that payment was made in full at the time of booking, so no extra charges unless you add room service or any extras.
Right. And room service itself is available from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Menu in the room. This level of detail from staff is reassuring for guests.
The conversation also covered specific room needs, which happens often, confirming a queen-size bed, noting they had new supportive mattresses, and asking for a full view of Maplewood Park.
Described as having natural light, a lovely view of the trees, being nice in the morning with the sunrise, also asking for a quieter floor away from families, shows how personal preferences are handled.
And practical things in the room. Mini fridge, a coffee maker, complimentary bottled water, microwaves available if you ask. There was even a pillow menu.
A pillow menu. Fancy.
Yeah. Options like memory foam, hypoallergenic, firmer, highlights thoughtful service, attention to comfort.
Minor issues happen in hotels too, and the sources gave great examples. Reporting a bedside lamp isn't working. Maintenance comes, checks if it's plugged in, then the bulb, then the wiring.
Standard checks.
Often it's just faster to replace the whole lamp. Also, a loose shower head was quickly tightened up. These small problem-solving moments are great practice for simple requests and understanding solutions.
Other services came up too, like laundry services. Options for self-service machines on the second floor, 247, or full service, same evening return if left before 10 a.m., shows the range of practical needs during a stay.
And then room service dinner, the specific order. Grilled salmon with lemon dill sauce, mashed potatoes, asparagus. Sounds good.
And chocolate lava cake with ice cream, with sparkling water. And a helpful tip from staff. Lava cake is best enjoyed while it's still warm. Great for practicing food words and polite requests.
After dinner, the guest asked a friendly question. What's your favorite dish on the menu? The reply. The steak with garlic or butter, with the salmon a close second. A nice way to end the chat, get tips for next time, just friendly conversation.
Our sources also gave us fantastic insights into English at work, professional life, how it's used in team meetings, even stressful job interviews.
Right. This is where things like precision, collaboration become really key in your language.
When you connect this to the bigger picture, the workplace really needs a different kind of language. More precise, maybe, more collaborative.
Definitely. We listened to a meeting where people brainstormed ideas for eco-friendly packaging, suggesting things like recycled materials like paper or cardboard, smaller boxes, reusable containers, shows English used for creative problem solving.
But then reality hits, right? Like it often does at work. They found recycled paper was 30% higher than our current supplier, and the boss said to stay within budget.
The budget constraint.
Yeah.
Classic.
So, the solution, a smart compromise to use recycled paper for half the products this month first to test customer reaction. Then maybe switch fully next quarter if sales go up.
That's very pragmatic.
Yeah. And they even decided to add a note on the packaging like next step, 100% recycled. Shows clear problem-solving negotiation in English.
What's really insightful here is how they also looked at competitors, common in business, discussing a new lavender detergent from Fresh Clean with ads everywhere.
Okay, competitive pressure.
Ideas to respond included promoting more on social media or offering a free sample with every order. Because, as someone said, people love trying before buying, shows using English for strategic thinking.
And then the practical bit. Assigning tasks, using English to delegate, organize, look into the costs, research recycled material suppliers, check the budget, draft social media posts, clear examples of English for action, for accountability.
The job interview example was incredibly detailed too, really insightful. Emily's interview gave a rich, practical look at introducing yourself, talking about skills, asking questions well.
How does she introduce herself?
Well, Emily, with a degree in business administration, talked about her internship at a marketing firm. She assisted in creating social media campaigns and analyzing customer feedback. She stressed what she enjoyed, working in a team environment and using data to find creative solutions, and highlighted her passion for learning, like improving my public speaking, gives a really good, rounded picture.
And her answer to why this job, that common question, it was very strategic but personal too.
How so?
She said it combines two things I'm passionate about: marketing and problem solving. She admired the company's innovative branding and how they connect with younger audiences. Focusing on passion and connection made it strong.
When talking strengths, she mentioned an ability to adapt, gave a specific example. Overhauling a campaign just days before launch by quickly learning new tools. Also said she was detail-oriented, common, valuable strengths.
And weaknesses. That tricky question. She used a classic one. Being a perfectionist, admitted it can slow me down at times.
But she had a solution.
Exactly. Using checklists to balance perfectionism with deadlines shows self-awareness and a plan.
She gave a great problem-solving example, too. Showcased her skills. A campaign wasn't doing well online. Emily dug into the analytics, found the issue was how the ads were targeted.
Okay, data-driven.
Yes. Suggested adjustments to the demographics and keywords. Result: engagement rates increased by 30%. Shows using English to explain a clear, data-backed solution.
Collaboration was another key area. Emily stated clearly, communication is key. Emphasized sharing updates regularly and asking for feedback early on. Mentioned weekly check-ins from a university project. Tried to be approachable. Highlights clear, consistent communication.
On prioritizing tasks, she described her method: planning and flexibility, listing tasks by deadlines and importance, then breaking them into smaller steps.
Practical.
Her example involved juggling a presentation, social media, and data analysis in 1 week, focusing on most time-sensitive tasks first, but staying adaptable. A real-world example of managing workload using English.
And for a creative idea, for a product with low interest, she suggested creating a behind-the-scenes video series
Interesting.
to highlight the product's development process and the team behind it. This gave the campaign a personal touch and increased awareness. Shows using English to present and argue for new ideas.
Handling difficult clients, another common challenge. Her approach: stay calm and listen carefully to their concerns. Asked detailed questions to better understand their vision. Revise designs with the client involved throughout the process. Demonstrates conflict resolution, collaboration.
Finally, her questions for the interviewer were smart. Showed she was really thinking about it. Asked about the team's dynamic and how they usually approach projects. Showed interest in the team fit.
And what did she learn?
That it's very collaborative, values open communication, has regular brainstorming sessions, supports taking initiative, and encourages professional development. All great things to find out and great questions to ask.
It's so clear how much detailed, well-spoken English is needed in these professional settings. Not just for facts, but showing soft skills, problem-solving, strategic thinking.
Beyond formal meetings and interviews, the office also has loads of casual chats, common situations.
Yeah, the day-to-day stuff.
We heard someone needing time off next month. Reason: my brother's getting married. Needed 5 days, but it was during a product launch.
Tricky timing.
So they proactively offered, finish your tasks early and train Jake to cover my emails, which was then approved. Great example of negotiating, finding a solution that works for everyone.
And then the universal lunchtime chat. We heard things like, my mom's chicken curry today, contrasting with trying to eat healthy this month again.
Remembering vegan January that lasted 4 days, or day 5.
Jokes about doctor's orders and no more pizza Fridays makes these chats so relatable. Shows humor in everyday English. Offering brownies, too.
What's really insightful here is how informal workplace language gets picked up in these casual moments.
Right, you learn by listening.
Overhearing someone say, let's make sure we nail it before a big presentation, then asking what it means. Learning nail it means to do something very well or to perform perfectly. This is how everyday English, including common expressions or slang, just becomes part of your understanding naturally.
Okay, so we've seen English in so many real-world situations. Now let's really dive into how to get better. Strategies for mastering communication.
Yeah, this section is all about building confidence and getting past those challenges that naturally come up when learning any language.
And when we connect this to the bigger picture, the main message from all language experts is really freeing, I think.
Yeah.
It's that mistakes are a natural part of learning a language.
That's so important to hear.
Even native speakers make them. They stress that every mistake is a chance to learn. So the advice is embrace them. Then try to correct it and learn from it. It changes your whole approach from fear to growth.
Absolutely. Seeing mistakes as stepping stones. We heard a great example. Someone giving a presentation realized the audience didn't care about my grammar mistakes.
What do they care about?
They cared about the message. So the crucial thing is to focus on speaking clearly, and expressing your ideas takes the pressure off being perfect right away.
And the advice is simple, but so powerful. Start practicing English by talking to your friends, family, or even strangers. The more you speak, the better you'll get. Highlights the power of real-world practice over just studying. Speaking is the direct path.
Overcoming shyness, that's a big one for many. Our sources had some powerful stories. Lily, in her new job, was too shy to speak up during meetings, afraid of making mistakes.
Very common feeling.
Her colleague Peter gave great advice. Lily, don't be afraid to speak up. Even if it's not perfect, the more you speak, the faster you'll learn.
And did she?
She did. Decided to raise her hand, make her point, and found her colleagues actually appreciated her input. That small act really boosted her confidence. It shows the biggest barrier is often just taking that first step, however small.
We heard a similar story with Mark in a class. Nervous to make a mistake, a classmate, Anna, encouraged him. Mark, you have some great ideas. Why don't you tell us what you think?
Just that little push.
Exactly. It gave Mark the confidence he needed to speak up. Shows the power of supportive people around you.
So this raises a question for you, listening. How do you start if you feel really shy? Leo, a student, was very shy about speaking English.
What does she do?
He set a clear, achievable goal. Say at least one sentence in English every day. Started simple. Good morning. How are you? Then ordering food. He slowly built up his confidence. The key is those small, consistent steps, building momentum.
Another vital strategy, especially when conversations are fast, is focusing on the main idea.
Right, not getting lost in the details.
Tom, on a business trip, found the English was faster with a lot of idiomatic expressions. He realized he didn't need to understand every single word. What mattered most was getting the main idea.
And his colleague Sarah advised him, don't worry about the details, just focus on the big picture.
That's such a powerful lesson for practical communication. Don't get stuck on every word you don't know that can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
Maria, a student in a new country, found group chats hard. People spoke fast, used slang. But by focusing on the overall meaning and just keeping practicing, she gained confidence, the insight. Often, you can guess the meaning from context, even without perfect vocabulary.
Okay, let's dive into some active learning techniques now. Things you can actively do to boost your English. One of the most important, asking questions, asking for clarification.
What's really valuable here is being proactive. Daniel, in a busy office, struggled with fast speech, idioms, different accents, instead of just staying confused.
Which is easy to do.
He decided to ask questions whenever he didn't understand something, using polite phrases like, "Sorry, could you explain that again? I didn't quite catch it." And his colleagues, they were happy to help. This proactive approach improved his listening and speaking.
Emma, who was volunteering, also didn't hesitate to ask for clarification. And we had a personal story. At a cafe, not understanding the barista, the person just smiled and said, "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
And what happened?
The barista understood, spoke slower, made it clear. Simple phrases, really effective.
Sarah, in a work meeting, found it hard to follow. So she bravely raised her hand and said, "I'm sorry, could you please explain that last part again?" The boss repeated it more slowly.
Good for her.
On a phone call, Daniel struggled with a fast speaker. Didn't hesitate to ask, "I'm sorry, could you speak a little more slowly?" And the representative slowed down.
And Lily, facing different accents, learned to say, "Sorry, could you slow down a bit? I want to make sure I understand everything." Emma, on a customer service call about a bill, used, "I'm sorry, could you say that again? I didn't catch the last part." And she also wrote down key details. Smart.
It just shows how being assertive but polite in seeking understanding is key to navigating real conversations.
Another really effective technique, mimicking and shadowing.
Yes, shadowing. Explain that a bit.
It means listening to someone speak and then immediately repeating what they say, trying to match their speed and pronunciation.
How can you practice that?
You can watch an English TV show or a video on YouTube and repeat what the characters say right after they say it. The idea is you're training your mouth and your ear together, building muscle memory for speech.
We heard a personal example that showed its power. Someone watching a woman explaining a recipe in English and actively repeating her words, matching her tone and speed.
Did it feel weird?
Probably at first. But it genuinely helped her speak more smoothly and with more confidence. Kevin, a student, really improved his pronunciation by shadowing short audio clips. Repeating sentences right after hearing them made his speech sound much more natural.
Active listening and summarizing also crucial skills.
How does that work?
It involves listening to short audio clips or conversations and then summarizing what you heard. You can say back what you remember or even write it down. Forces your brain to process and organize the information in English.
Jake, who struggled with fast speech and slang, used this. Listen to short news clips in English, then summarize the main points. He started understanding more easily, even picked up some common slang. It's a focused way to improve understanding and vocabulary naturally.
Role-playing and scenario practice. This offers a safe space to practice real conversations before you face them for real.
Like ordering food.
Exactly. You can imagine a conversation, say things like, "I'll have the chicken salad, please," or "Can I get that without tomatoes?" Then try writing down some variations of these phrases. You can also listen to restaurant conversations in English on YouTube or in podcasts to get the feel.
Sophie, a beginner, took it a step further. She practiced ordering food in front of the mirror, pretending to talk to a waiter, saying things like, "Could I please have the pizza with extra cheese, and is it possible to change the drink?"
Did it help?
Yes. This simple act built her confidence to order in real restaurants. The key insight: this method works for any real-life situation. Introducing yourself, asking directions, preparation is powerful.
Breaking down explanations and storytelling, another important skill.
Right, organizing your thoughts.
We heard a personal example, explaining how to make a favorite recipe to a friend in English. The key was to break the process down step by step, starting clearly. First, you need to gather all your ingredients, then continuing with each instruction. This structured approach helped improve both my speaking and listening skills.
And a similar story involved helping a friend write a job application letter in English, explaining how to introduce yourself, what to include in the body, how to end it politely. Again, by breaking everything down into simple steps. It shows that learning to organize your thoughts clearly in English is vital for speaking and writing. Makes big tasks feel easier.
Finally, getting comfortable using different tenses and structures naturally, that's essential for clear communication.
Yes, past, present, future.
Maria often mixed them up, said, "I go to the store yesterday," instead of the correct, "I went to the store yesterday."
Common mistake for learners. How did she fix it?
She practiced forming simple sentences about her day every evening, wrote them down, checked the correct tenses, and the valuable lesson she learned. Focus on communication, not perfection. Being understood comes first.
Okay, now let's talk about a really crucial part of mastering English. Understanding different contexts.
Yeah. It's not just what you say, but how you say it, right? And who you're talking to affects the tone, the formality.
And what's really revealing here is the difference between informal and formal English. We learned about informal words like gonna instead of going to,
Right.
which native speakers use all the time in casual chat.
Right.
The insight. These informal contractions are part of sounding natural. but you need to know when and where it's okay to use them.
Context is everything. When emailing a boss or teacher, for instance, you'd use a more formal phrase like, I would appreciate your response at your earliest convenience.
Very formal.
But when you're texting a friend, you might just say, hey, can you get back to me when you can? Same basic message, very different delivery. Shows awareness of your audience.
This raises a point about the workplace. How does informal language fit in? Sarah overheard colleagues saying, let's make sure we nail it before a big presentation.
Nail it. Good idiom.
She learned it means to do something very well or to perform perfectly. Understanding these kinds of expressions is important because they're used often in real professional settings. Makes your understanding more complete.
And even with polite phrases, small changes make a big difference in how you sound. In a restaurant, to change an order politely, maybe say, excuse me, could I change my order? Or would it be possible to get some extra water?
These small changes can make your conversation sound more natural and polite, more like a native speaker.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, understanding different accents and dialects is absolutely crucial for really understanding English fully.
So true. English is spoken in so many countries. Accents, American, British, Australian, Indian English, they can sound quite different. Adds complexity, but also richness.
We heard about Lisa, used to American TV shows, but struggle in the UK. Different words like lift for elevator or lorry for truck, and a different accent.
What did she do?
Smart solution. Started listening to podcasts and watching videos from different English-speaking countries. Shows the power of exposing yourself to variety.
Lily, working with people from different regions, just learned to ask colleagues to slow down a bit if she didn't understand. She realized this was actually a great way to improve her listening skills. Forced her to actively engage, adapt, highlights being proactive in your listening.
Finally, we get to maybe the most powerful strategy, making English a living, breathing part of your daily life.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with it consistently, every day, turning every moment into a chance to learn.
A simple first step, but really effective. Change the language settings on your phone or computer to English.
Seems small, right?
But it helps you learn new words in a relevant context you see constantly. It's passive immersion that builds up over time.
And media consumption is key. Watching TV shows or movies in English. Maybe start with something familiar like Friends with subtitles. Then try watching without. Great way to train your ear.
Exposes you to natural conversation, different accents, even cultural references. Tom improved a lot by watching his favorite shows multiple times without subtitles.
Listening to podcasts like this one is a great way to hear English spoken in different accents, speeds, and contexts. Perfect for learning on the go. Consistent exposure to natural speech.
Online engagement is another fantastic way to practice. Maria found a YouTube channel teaching English through real-life conversations. She actively paused the videos when she didn't understand, rewound them, took notes.
Making it active learning.
Exactly. She even started leaving comments on the videos in English, turning passive watching into active participation.
Language exchanges are also really effective. Using apps or websites to find the speaking partner, a native English speaker, gives invaluable real-time practice.
Jack was nervous at first, but found a patient partner, gained huge confidence, got direct feedback on your speaking abilities. A safe space to try.
And for those who like more structure, joining group discussions or debate clubs like Daniel did helps organize thoughts, think quickly, speak persuasively. Sharpens listening too, paying attention to others' arguments.
What's really transformative here is the idea of setting aside a specific time each day where you only listen to, think in, and speak English.
Wow, dedicated time.
Might even include talking to yourself in English, to train your brain to think in English, become comfortable forming sentences without pressure. Sam used this. Described his day, pretended conversations, builds fluency in your mind first.
And don't forget your social life. Using English with friends or family. Making small changes, like switching to English during dinner or for an hour.
Maria practiced with a friend for an hour daily, felt more comfortable using English in casual conversations, helps practice in a relaxed environment with people you trust.
Finally, meeting new people. Initiating conversations, simply introducing yourself, asking about work. Hi, my name's Daniel. It's nice to meet you. What do you do for work? Can easily get a conversation started. Helps you pick up new vocabulary. Every new chat is truly a chance to grow.
So what's really powerful here is how all these small everyday interactions, they genuinely add up, don't they?
They really do. From ordering coffee to clarifying something at work, each moment you use English is a chance to make real progress. It's not about big dramatic moments, but consistent small steps.
Absolutely. It shows us learning English isn't just about textbooks, it's about making it a living, breathing part of your day, woven into your routine.
Yeah.
The more you use it in these real situations, the more natural it feels, the more effortless it becomes. And this brings up an important question for you listening.
If we think about the bigger implications of all this, it's clear that consistency, just being willing to try, and knowing mistakes are okay, those are your most powerful tools for mastering English.
Right. It's about joining in, not being perfect.
Right. Exactly. Participation, not perfection.
So what does this all mean for you, our learner, moving forward? Here's a thought to maybe take with you.
Okay.
What one small, everyday English interaction will you commit to trying this week? Maybe ordering your coffee with more detail, or asking for directions somewhere new.
Yeah.
And what unexpected thing might you learn from that simple act? About yourself, or maybe about the world around you?
We really hope this deep dive helps you feel more confident, ready to step out and make English a seamless part of your daily life. Remember, every conversation is a chance to learn and grow. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into English learning in real-life conversations. We really hope this deep dive was useful for you and gave you some practical ideas and motivation. Keep learning and keep practicing. Goodbye and good luck.